All right.
Thank you. Please be seated.
All right, all right. Welcome to a brand new episode of You Gotta Collect. Why are you whispering, James? I don't know. All right, all right. Let's see. Let's get into it, if you will. How is everybody doing today? What up? Let me see. What up, Purple Lady? What up, Brian? 399. Good evening, Maribel Vasquez. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let me see. Let me see. Let's see. I'm going to set everything up. Of course, should be starting up in a moment now. Make sure. Hell yeah, Maribel. Damn, James. Hey, gracias. Gracias. Damn, James, you got the switches
Good evening.
for
This is the
them.
time for the 8 p.m. calendar and initial appearance court on April
Can
15th,
you hit the
2025.
X?
The court's orders for the taking of DNA and
For you?
fingerprints made on
Oh,
the first
yeah.
calendar of this month will apply to all hearings on this calendar. I will call you each up to the podium one at a time. Please listen for your name. I'm then going to announce whoever is up next. Please sit in the chair that's right outside of the courtroom. I'll let you know what you've been arrested for, what your next court dates are, and any release conditions that I'm ordering today. Let's go ahead and get started with Jose Duran to the podium and Jason James to the chair, please.
Oh, yes. What are we going to be having today right here in Maricopa County? Is this real? Is this AI? No sé. I don't know. What up, Kim? How's it going?
No,
What up,
Mr.
Sue?
James to the chair, and then Mr. Duran to the podium.
Mr. James. Well, hold up. Hold up. Hey, what up, Molly? We're back. We're back. And this is an AI generated, if you will.
Good evening, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Jose Duran, January 21st, 1959.
Thank you. We are here today on a probation violation warrant for violating term 11 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you in this case. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on April 22nd at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond that's in the warrant. It's a $10,000 secured bond. That does mean you can use a bonding company. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 24 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
Can you repeat the bond again for me?
It's $10,000.
It's so late, this fool's yawning.
Okay.
That's
So
how
when I
late
get
it
my paperwork,
is.
and take a seat to your left.
Hey, Theo. Damn. But
Jason
wait, there's
James
more.
to the podium, and Jacinto Botello to the chair, please.
The last one is at 11 p.m. It's barely
Good evening,
8.
sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
My favorite.
Jason Jamar James, August 8th, 1979.
Thank you. We are here today on a probation violation warrant for violating terms 3, 4, and 5 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on April 22nd at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond in the warrant. It's a $10,000 secured bond. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 24 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
Yes, other than, how come it went to 10,000 from 5,000?
So the warrant states a $10,000 secured bond. So I'm affirming what's in the warrant.
Okay.
Okay? Go ahead and grab your paperwork and then take a seat to your left.
Next.
Jacinto Botello to the podium.
All right.
Stanowski to the chair, please.
Hell yeah.
Good evening. May I have your name and date of birth?
Good evening. Yes. Jacinto Junior Botello, date of birth
What up, Destiny?
03/22/1998.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court arrest warrant. You were charged with 2 counts of aggravated DUI, license suspended or revoked, class 4 felony,
What?
and 2 counts of aggravated DUI, third DUI, class 4 felony, from an incident in April of 2024. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting a status conference on April 21st at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing on April 24th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond in the warrant. It's a $10,000 secured bond. It is my understanding that you're currently still in DOC custody, so don't post that bond because obviously you're going to stay in custody under your DOC term. Okay, all that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
Well, I guess I can't post it. Never mind.
So, I mean, you can post bail on this one, but you're not going to be released since you're still serving time in DOC.
Right.
So you're just going to lose out on credit for time served if you post that bail.
Okay, because I know my release date is actually May 3rd coming up.
That's what I see here. So after May 3rd, DOC will process you for release. You'll likely be placed back in the sheriff's custody at that point in time, and then you can post bail if you want to be released.
That's right, Ashley.
And would I ask you or on my next court date for a reduced?
That'll be a request for your next
Chad?
court hearing. I'm appointing you an attorney. Your attorney can make that request.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat.
That's right. Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
Key to the podium, and Amanda James to the chair, please.
Welcome to the second to last live court right here in Maricopa County. Hey, thank you, if you will.
Your name and date of birth.
Paul Michael Stanowski, August 16th, 1964.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court in New Key. You were arrested on allegations of burglary in the 3rd degree, class 4 felony. I will find probable cause and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting a status conference on April 21st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on April 24th at 8:30.
I just woke up, Mama Bear.
Court. I am going to issue a secured bond today in the amount of $10,000. That does mean you can use a bonding company. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any victim, complainant, or witness, no contact with the arresting officers, and no weapons or drugs without a valid prescription. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork.
I got a question for the host. Can you be quiet? We can't hear what they're saying.
Amanda James to the
some of you
podium.
guys are so rude. Next! Up next on The Price is Wrong. Oh, we got a young lady.
Good evening, may I have your name and date of birth?
Amanda James, 13/1980.
Thank you. We are here today on 3 different probation violation warrants for failing to appear on your probation case. I will affirm the attorney that was already appointed to represent you in each of these cases. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on April 22nd at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond in each of the
Pretty
warrants.
much.
That's a $1,500 bond on each case. So $4,500. If you do post bond, I am going to order that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork and then take a seat to your left.
All right. Thank you.
Jesse Pomeroy to the podium and Andre.
I swear I've seen her before. So this court, it takes place almost every 3 hours before 11 p.m. 11 p.m. is the last court of the night.
Jesse Pomeroy, 5281.
Thank you, Ryan.
Today on a Superior Court grand jury warrant, you were indicted on 1 count of unlawful flight from law enforcement, class 5 felony, and reckless driving, class 2
thank you. I
misdemeanor,
appreciate
from an offense date listed as July of 2023. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting an arraignment hearing on April 22nd at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond in the grand jury warrant. That's a $2,500 secured bond. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, and no driving without a valid driver's license. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
What considers it, what makes it grand jury?
So that's the state chose to charge you through the grand jury process.
What's that mean, Judge?
Okay.
No Nintendo.
But I am appointing you an attorney, so talk with your attorney. Your attorney can answer all those questions. Thank you so much.
I don't understand.
Andres Behrens to the podium and Samantha Rosenthal to the chair, please.
All right. Let's go. Let's do it. Que salga desgraciado.
Good evening, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Andres Luis Barron Jr., 08/15/1984.
Thank you. We are here today on a probation violation warrant for violating the terms of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. Just 1 second.
the nurses
I
think he's
apologize.
weirdo.
Your case is
I'm a
actually
weirdo.
listed incorrectly. This is not a probation violation warrant. It's an arrest warrant. So you were charged with 2 counts of aggravated DUI, class 4
What?
felonies, 2 counts of aggravated DUI, third DUI, class 4 felonies, 2 counts of aggravated DUI, passenger under 15, class 6 felonies, 1 count of aggravated DUI, blood alcohol content of 0.08 or more, class 6 felony, and 1 count of aggravated DUI, blood alcohol content of 0.15 or more, class 6 felony. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you in this case.
Hey, people are always getting arrested. Crime don't stop in Maricopa. So they gotta keep it pushing, if you will. He got 80 years not stacked and 0 fine. So
Yeah.
so they ran it concurrent.
Let me get
Thank you for that heart.
That
That daily heart, if you will. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Let me see. Move that
Was it
dang
right
mute
on?
button. That's so frequent. Yup, it is. But hey, it definitely serves a purpose here for alert, for educational purposes. It really helps out. Like Scruff McGruff, crime don't pay, or sometimes it does. But once you get caught, it's all bad. Hey, thank you. Highly appreciate that. Hey, appreciate that daily heart right there. Hey, you guys, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's not mandatory, but it is appreciated, guys. You see, definitely a lot of arrest warrants plus new charges. Their extended warranties are definitely going to be getting extended today.
Thank you.
He got
So
how
sorry
long?
to the failure to appear on your probation case. I apologize for the speaking there. It was a little funky on my end.
Yes, because I already served that prison term.
Yeah, so for the probation case, I will affirm the attorney that was already appointed to represent you in that case. I am setting a non-witness violation hearing on April 22nd at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. And I will affirm the bond that's in the warrant. It's a $2,500 secured bond. I do understand that you're currently in DOC custody, so don't post that bond because obviously you're going to be staying in because of your DOC term. But they will transport you for your next hearing. All that information is going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
So is that showing that it's my DOC for 2018 completed? Because I served that term and it's completed for that CR 2018.
Take a look.
That's the one you had just mentioned.
So I have a warrant because you failed to appear at your hearing, not because of your own fault, but because
Thank you for pinning that comment.
I believe because you were in DOC and they didn't have you transported. I don't have your actual end date for your DOC term, but your attorney should have more information about that at the next hearing for you.
Okay.
Are you stating that your DOC term has already expired?
No, for the 2018 case that you had read earlier for the DUI aggravated minor. I just want to make sure because I have completed that.
Yeah, I don't know what your actual end date for the DOC case is. Okay. But talk with your attorney. Your attorney can provide you with more information. Okay.
So it's for the probation violation?
Correct. Thank you. No problem. Grab your paperwork and have a seat to your left. Samantha Rosenthal to the podium and Norman Ashby to the chair, please.
Hey, Chad. So I'll make you a mod, but right now what I'm gonna do is the mods are only gonna be able to pin comments for the time being while I figure out
May I have your name and date of birth?
how to set it up.
10/27/1986.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court arrest warrant. You were charged with 2 counts of taking contraband into a correctional facility, class 2 felony, 1 count of dangerous drug possession, class 4 felony, and 1 count of narcotic drug possession, class 4 felony. For an instance, date listed as October of 2024. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting a status conference on April 21st at 8:30.
Thank you for that, Kerry.
Hearing on April 24th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond in the warrant. That's a $2,000 secured bond. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons and no drugs without a valid prescription. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions? Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork there and then take a seat to your left. Norman Ashby to the podium and Marcy Christensen to the chair, please.
Thank you for that, Heather. Highly appreciate that.
Good evening, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Norman Seth, Carol Ashby, January 17th, 1980.
Thank you. We are here today on a probation
Hello
violation warrant for violating terms 3, 5, and 15 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you in this case. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on April 22nd at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond in the warrant. That's a $1,000 secured bond. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions? Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork and then take a seat to your left. Marcy Christensen to the podium and Frank Childs to the chair, please.
All right, Kay, I got you. But like I said, right now, the mods are only going to be able to pin comments.
May I have your name and date of birth?
Marcy Christensen, 8982.
Thank you. We are here today on a probation
What up,
violation warrant for violating terms 3 and 15 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on April 22nd at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond from the warrant. That's a $1,000 secured bond. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork to your left.
She doesn't look like a happy camper. Is her name Matilda? She looks like
Frank
a Matilda.
Childs to the podium.
If there's any Matildas in the
Wendy
chat,
Bear to the chair, please.
hopefully you guys are not offended. But she looked like a Matilda, if you will. I'm a mod
Good evening, sir. May I
sports
have your name
card
and date of birth?
account that has over
Thank you.
200,000 followers. I know the rules,
brother.
brother.
Superior Court New Key.
All
You were
right,
arrested on allegations of dangerous drug possession, class 4 felony, and narcotic drug possession, class 4 felony. I will find probable
Hello,
cause and I will
it's the
appoint you an
hair.
attorney. I am setting a status conference on April 21st and a preliminary hearing on April 24th, both at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. We're also here today on a probation
What up,
violation
Tiffany?
warrant for violating term 3 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney in that case as well. Setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on April 22nd at 8:30. That's also in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a secured bond in the amount of $500 on each case, so that's $1,000 total. If you do post bond, I am going to order that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions? Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat.
Probation violators running wild in AC.
Wendy
Not only
Bear
that,
to the podium.
you got
and Michael
DBers, you got
Goldberg to the chair.
DUIers, you got shoplifters, and a bunch of other type of individuals running out there loose, if you
Good
will.
evening. May I have your name and date of birth?
Thank you for
Wendy
that, David
Brand
Hart.
Bear, 12290.
Thank you. We are here today on 2 different cases. They are both, the first is a probation violation warrant. That's for violating terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you in that case. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on April 22nd at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond in the probation warrant. That's a $250 secured bond.
Okay.
We're also here today
Hey,
on a Superior
you ain't
Court
lying,
arrest
Mama
warrant.
Bear.
You were charged with 1 count of dangerous drug possession, class 4 felony from an
Big
incident in
sticker
July of
makers in Arizona.
2023.
That's right.
I
We make
will appoint
money.
you an attorney in that case as well. Set a status conference on April 21st at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court, and I will issue a secured bond in the amount of $250 on that case.
Okay.
So you have a total bond of $500. If you do post bond, I'm ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
WTF.
And you must contact
You
probation within
money
72 hours. to get it.
People before
All that's
me.
going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any
What?
questions? Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat. Michael Goldberg to the podium.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Kayla Albers to the chair, please.
With great power comes great responsibility. That's why I don't like mighty people, because then other
Michael
people
Goldberg.
feel like copyright, if you will. Hey, so I'm actually today I was working on some patterns for some shirts. I'm gonna show you what I got right now.
Good evening, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Goldberg, 11374.
Thank you. We are here today on a failure to appear bench warrant on a case involving narcotic drug possession and drug paraphernalia. I will affirm the attorney that was already appointed to represent you in this case. I am setting a status conference on April 21st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on April 24th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond in the warrant. That's a $500 secured bond. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, and no driving without a valid driver's license. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork to your left and then take a seat.
This
Kayla Albers to the podium.
This is gonna be my
and
first
Nadine
print
Bender
here.
to the chair, please. Good evening. May I have your name and date of birth?
Kayla Albers, 12/31/96.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court arrest warrant. You were charged with 1 count of narcotic drug possession, class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony, from an offense date listed as February of 2024. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you in this case. I'm setting a status conference on April 21st at
I'll
8:30
buy it
and a
immediately.
preliminary hearing on April
I'll buy that for
24th at
$1.
8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. It is my understanding that you're currently serving
All
a
right,
sentence
nah,
in DOC,
not
so I'm just
my
going to place a
VA.
placeholder bond on your case in the amount of $50. Don't post that bond because they're not going to release you on your DOC case,
Maybe,
but that at
maybe
least starts
it's like
generating
the word
credit for time served
objection.
in this case.
Okay.
All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork to your left and then take.
All right, so
Nadine Bender to the podium and Antonia Gacella to the chair.
I'm gonna learn how to screen print. So that's gonna go on here. So I'm gonna try to do it tonight, and
May I have
hopefully
your
I'll
name and
have
date of
something
birth?
in the next few days.
6137.
Thank you. We are here today on a justice court warrant at East Mesa Justice Court for a case involving 2 counts of compulsory school attendance violation, class 3 misdemeanors. I will appoint you an attorney and set an arraignment hearing in the East Mesa Justice Court on April 18th at 8:30. I will issue a secured bond in the amount of $50 on this case as a
And not for
placeholder
warranty.
because
Yeah.
we're also here today on a probation violation. It's for violating terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney in that case and set a probation revocation arraignment hearing on April 22nd at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a secured bond in the amount of $250 on that case. So you have a total bond of $300. If you do post bond, I'm ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Did you have a question?
Yes. Is there any way that you can, something like house arrest or something? I have a daughter that I desperately need help right now, and I have really bad anxiety and health issues that I'm just finally getting help with, and just got appointments in the next few days for. They're really, really serious. I'm also just getting over a infection on my scalp that was
What up, Lauren?
sepsis, and I'm worried about that. Your Honor, I moved, and lost all that information. So that was my fault. I was that goalie that I did try harder. I've been screwing up, but I just finally got to myself where I'm like just trying to get myself on track.
Just
Any way
So
you
a
could keep it
couple of
pretty on the
what up, Faith?
So I am setting a pretty nominal bond on both of your cases, the $300 secured bond. My concern right now is that there's a petition to revoke your probation that's currently alleging that you have not had contact with probation since August of 2024. So you have not really meaningfully participated in probation in about almost 8 months at this point in time. So I do have some concerns about releasing you on less onerous means. I'm already putting a pretty low bond on you considering the facts of your case. So I am going to order that $300 bond. If you do post that, you can be released. Otherwise, you will stay in custody.
I just was hoping you would. Look, I know I messed up, okay?
And so
I
at
had
this
some
point,
health issues.
this
I
isn't
just got myself where I'm
up
getting
for
help for it.
debate any longer. I am appointing you an attorney, so talk with your attorney. Your attorney can ask your next judge for a modification of any of my orders.
Damn, James, why are you laughing? That's pretty messed up, James. Next, up next on The Price is Wrong.
And Carly Caruso.
Damn, James, you're a cold piece, James. You're going straight to HELL.
Good evening,
All aboard!
Thank you. We are here today on a probation violation warrant for violating terms 3, 4, and 7 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on April 22nd at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond in the probation warrant. That's a $250 secured bond. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions? No. Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork to your left and then take a seat. Carly Caruso to the podium and Erwin Upshaw to the chair, please.
Not the children. Not the children. Hey, thank you for that, Amanda, the Daily Heart.
Carly Caruso.
Think about the kids.
0616-2004.
Thank you. We are here today on a probation violation warrant for violating terms 3, 4, and 5 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on April 22nd at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to affirm the bond in the warrant. That's a $250 secured bond. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. You must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork to your left and then take a seat.
Yeah, she does look young. Super young.
Erwin
Damn.
Upshaw to the podium and Zachariah Owen to the chair.
She can barely see over the podium.
Erwin Upshaw.
Ay. What's up? Wake up. Wake up. It's time to go. I'm mad how different the justice system in the USA to the UK. It's so confusing. Date of birth 2004. Oh, okay, to hear that.
May I have your name and date of birth?
Thumbs up.
Erwin Leopshot, 9693.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court arrest warrant. You were charged with one count of theft of means of transportation, a class 3 felony. I will find probable cause and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting a status conference on April 30th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on May 2nd at 8:30. That's going to be in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to release you today with the supervision of pretrial services. You're going to get an envelope as you leave court today that has details on pretrial release. Make sure that you read through that. I'm also ordering that you not have contact with the arresting officers, no weapons, and no drugs without a valid prescription. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, go ahead and take a seat. They're going to give you your paperwork in just a moment, okay?
Stealing bikes. How dare he? How dare he?
Is everything okay, officers?
I wonder if he has anything good for sale. I'm looking for a GT, if you will. That guy coming right back, laughing out loud. Woo, woo, woo. Why are you recording court proceedings? Ain't that illegal? It is highly illegal, and you know what? You're complicit to this. You're an accessory after the fact, Megan. You might want to skedaddle, if you will. Wouldn't want the Arizona officials knocking on your door. Hey, what up, Trista? How's it going?
You may have your name and date of birth.
Zachariah Owens, 16,
Thank you. We are here today on the Superior Court New Key. You were arrested on allegations of narcotic drug possession, class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony. I will find probable cause and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting a status conference on April 30th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on May 2nd at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That's a promise to appear at your next court date. As a part of your release, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, and no driving without a valid
I got you, Kay.
All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat.
Hey, so right now the mods
Gonzalez to the podium.
for the mods, how they can do right now is pin. I'm trying to figure out how I want to run this, just to avoid any confusion and whatnot.
Good evening. My name is David Gonzalez Jr. My birthday is March 7th of 1979.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court
Meeting.
You were arrested on allegations of dangerous drug possession, class 4 felony. I am not finding probable cause today. There was not enough provided to me by the arresting agency to find probable cause. That doesn't mean that allegation necessarily goes away. You can still be charged with that down the line, but for today's purposes, I am not going to hold you on this allegation. I will still appoint you an attorney, and I am setting a status conference on April 30th at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. You do still have to go to that hearing. If you miss that hearing, a warrant could be issued for your arrest. I would suggest calling before that court date to see if charges have been filed, to see if you actually do need to show up. But until you receive notification that you do not need to attend that court hearing, assume that you have to go to it. Okay? This is going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No. So, okay, thank you.
Grab your paperwork to your left and take up today. Keller Hoffman to the podium and Jason Crank to the chair, please. Good evening. May I have your name and date of birth?
Keller Hoffman, July 28th, 2000.
Thank you. We are here today on a justice court new case out of the Ironwood Justice Court. You were arrested on allegations of exceeding the posted speed limit by more than 20 miles per hour, which is a class 3 misdemeanor. I will find probable cause, and I'm setting an arraignment hearing in the Ironwood Justice Court on May 1st at 9 a.m. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That's a promise to appear at your next court date. As a part of your release, I'm also ordering that you not have any drugs without a valid prescription and no driving without a valid driver's license.
Night court is like the Tooth Fairy or Santa Claus.
So you may want to check with the DMV before you get behind the wheel of the vehicle.
Who believes in night court?
Sorry, go ahead.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Do I just call or check online? Okay.
You should be able to call, maybe able to check online, but I don't know
Thank you, Kate, for the roses.
The DMV actually updates, like I think it's like Service Now or whatever it's called. You may want to just call it.
Night what is an arraignment hearing?
So an arraignment hearing is like it's an initial hearing. You still have to have the actual complaint filed and everything. So that's why I'm setting that right now. So it's just the next hearing is that future court.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay, grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat. Jason Crank to the podium and Robert Blevins to the chair, please. Good evening. May I have your name and date of birth?
Jason Norton Crank, August 18th, 1991.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court arrest warrant. You were charged with one count of criminal damage, class 4 felony, and one count of assault, class 2 misdemeanor. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you in this case. I am setting a status conference on April 30th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on May 2nd at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to release you today to the Supervision of Pretrial Services. You're going to get an envelope as you leave court today that has details on pretrial release. Make sure you read through that. As a part of your release, I'm also ordering that you not return to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any victim, complainant, or witness, no possessing any weapons, and no drugs without a valid prescription. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
Oh, thank you.
Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork to your left and take a seat.
Damn, that was wearing sandals?
Robert Blevins to the podium.
Hey, what up, Tiffany? Hey, thank you. And Miss Tasmanian.
And Officer, is Montoya still a house call? Okay.
Good evening,
sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Robert Ray Blevins, 333.
Thank you. We do have here today what's called a fugitive of justice hearing. That's an out-of-state warrant for your arrest. Did you get that laminated piece of paper before you came to court? Okay, I'm going to go over everything with you. I just want to make sure you at least have the opportunity to read that, okay? So as I stated, you do have an out-of-state
Hey, what up, Dave?
Texas.
Captain Google, where you been at, man?
Yep. Yes, out of Texas.
Hey, thank you, Nicole, for
arrest.
those roses.
You do have a choice to make at this time. You can choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing and be sent back to the requesting state within 30 days, or you can demand an extradition hearing and that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you are returned to Texas.
Hasting it.
Was actually working. What the what?
I'm sorry?
Hasting it, please.
What do you mean hasting it?
I want to do the 30 days. I want to get it over with.
Okay, so I have to go through all of your rights so that you're aware of that. So bear with me, okay? So if you choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing, you would be held non-bondable in the Maricopa County Jail for a period of up to 30 days to allow time for the requesting state to come and get you. That 30-day period would start tomorrow as long as you don't have criminal charges pending against you anywhere in Arizona. If there are criminal charges pending against you in Arizona, that 30-day period will not begin until those charges are resolved. If you choose to have an extradition hearing, I will set a hearing in the downtown Superior Court on April 28th at 1:30 p.m. I cannot appoint you an attorney in this case because extradition cases are civil in nature, but you do have the right to hire one at your own expense if you choose. Because this is a probation violation warrant, you are not entitled to bail in this case, so throughout the extradition process, you would be held non-bondable. A governor's warrant signed by the governors of both states is required to extradite you back to Texas, and that process could take up to 90 days. So you have those two different options. You can voluntarily return, or you can ask for an extradition hearing. Do you have any questions about what your options are?
So 3 months or 30 days.
90 days to do the extradition process.
And I'll answer your question at the end is.
Down the whole entire time.
So you're held non-bondable. It's up to the sheriff's office where you're actually.
That's usually where they stuck me last time. So I guess I'll do it in 90 days. I guess.
Okay. So I will set a hearing in the downtown Superior Court on April 28th at 1:30 p.m. All of this information will be in your paperwork for you. Do you have any questions?
Nope. I've already gone through it once.
Don't even get me started on those bars. The time that I took one and I blacked out and I woke up in another country.
What's up?
And I lost 24 hours.
Yes. We'll get paperwork sent to you in just a second.
And no, I wasn't kidnapped and sent over across the border to Mexico.
And then number 18 on the calendar for
I ended up in the UK.
I did receive information that he would be a danger to himself or others before the calendar started. So we will conduct his initial appearance at his cell. We're here today on a grand jury warrant. He was indicted on 1 count of fraudulent schemes, class 2 felony, and 1 count of conspiracy, class 2 felony. I will appoint an attorney and set an arraignment hearing on April 22nd at 8:30 a.m. And I will affirm the bond in the grand jury warrant of $75,000 secure appearance bond. And Mr. Montoya is already in
my legs are cold, knocks me
I
out.
will review all of his release conditions with him at his cell and provide him with a written copy. If I do need to make any modifications or changes, I will do so either on the record or in writing. That does conclude the 8 p.m. calendar. We will stand in recess until 11 p.m.
Did he say 8 p.m.? No, that can't be right. That has to be AI generated. All right, so there was a few questions, so I'll go ahead and answer those questions, all right? So the first question is, what do I think about the TK, the whole situation with his sentence and whatnot? To be quite honest with you guys, I really didn't catch that much of the trial. I think the only days, like the first and second day of last week, is what I caught. The rest of it, I kind of been in and out of it. Man, I will say this: he's young. When he committed these acts, he was young. And I'm sure, he was influenced by the streets and other people around him. Does it make it right? No. But I think one day he's going to wake up, and it might be in 15, 20 years, he's going to realize, that he threw his whole life away. I think it's a sad situation all the way around. Man, I know I wouldn't want to be in prison for 30, 40 years, at a young age. It's just sad all the way around. 3 individuals lost their life. those three families are dealing with those lives being taken away. Then you got his family that are dealing with him, being in prison now, and it's just a mess all the way around. Nobody wins. He's in prison, but it doesn't bring back the three individuals that are gone. So, do I feel that his sentence was justified? I mean, he already got 55 years, and they're stacking another 80. They're running another 80 concurrent. So pretty much he's never gonna get out unless something changes. And I mean, the way Texas run, I don't see that happening. So yeah, nobody's winning. Hopefully somebody out there, learns from his situation, and they think about it twice, living that street life, because at the end of the day, the streets never lose. The streets always win. If you think about it, when you're young, you might not think about it, because I know when I was young, when I was in my teens and whatnot, I never saw myself getting to the age that I am right now, and I'm 44 years old. So I'm glad I never got myself involved, like in anything like that, because I could have still been paying for it at this time, this point in my life. Um, and not necessarily. And the trippy thing about that is you don't necessarily need to do anything to get yourself caught up. You could just be with the wrong individuals, and they do something, and that's it. You're washed up, or I'm from LA, and you would hear a lot of stories where the cops would pick up innocent people and set them up, and it's real. It's real. I grew up in the Rampart area. That crash unit. If you're not familiar, what crash unit was this special unit that focused on gangs. But what a lot of people didn't know was that they framed a lot of people. Like, let's say I lived in a certain neighborhood and there was a certain gang in that neighborhood, but I wasn't part of that gang. Just for me living in that neighborhood, that crash unit, they would put me down like I belong to that street gang. And I don't have nothing to do with that street gang. Think about it. That sucks. You're setting somebody up for failure just because they live in a certain area, or just because you suspect them being part of a certain gang when they're not even part of it. Let's see. Was there what unaliving? Sad for Tay-K, because he was about to make millions from his music. Now he's done, man. Now he's have to be worrying about picking up, dropping the soap and not picking it up, if you will. Man, I hear Texas is bad. So, or the Texas prison system, the TDJC. Is there any more courtrooms? There's gonna be one more. There's gonna be one more. So right now it's 8:30 or 8:36. The last court's gonna be at 11 p.m. So that'll be in about 2.5 hours. They're documented everyone. There's court at 11. Oh yes, there is. Texas is the worst. What I don't get, he got 0 fines. I mean, at the end of the day, what are fines gonna do? They're not gonna do anything. I mean, shit, what are they gonna give him, a $2,000-3,000 fine? It's not gonna make up for the loss of the family. For them losing their loved ones. I mean, his life is gone. I'm pretty sure their family, the family members would rather have their family, those kids back, or those lives back, opposed to a few $1,000s. And I wouldn't care if I got a life sentence and the judge told me they could tell me 10,000, 20,000, $1,000,000. It wouldn't matter. I'm going to prison. I'm gone. Like, what is that gonna do? I'm not gonna be able to buy my noodles. I'll just have them put the money on somebody else's books, and I'll get my commissary like that. I had to pay 5K for simple assault. Let me see. I think that girl had more involvement. Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. And that's why she testified against him. She got off, but he didn't. So they really wanted him. Let me see. You should check out. I am an unaliver on Netflix. Really good series about people on death row. I think I saw that one. I think I saw it was from Texas, right? She made that deal to save her. Hell yeah, and a lot of people would have made that deal too. You better believe that. Don't get fooled. By people saying keeping it 10 toes down, keeping it real, because most people are gonna tell on you as soon as when they walk into that room. It's like when you walk into that room to get interrogated, it does something to you psychologically. The way they set everything up, it being so small, And then when they start hitting you with those questions, it does something to people mentally that they just break down. They can't handle it, and they'll start talking about all the stuff they'll start talking about stuff they weren't even involved in. Just to put it to you like that. Let me see. Seriously, in the UK, they wouldn't get life. We are really soft. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's a sad truth. More people tell than what people realize. That's why I don't involve myself with anything. If you don't involve yourself in anything, you don't have to worry about anything because ain't nobody gonna tell on you. Nobody knows got any dirt on you. Has no secrets. What the best advice I could give anybody is, if you got a family, stick to your family, raise your kids, go to work, come home. All that going out and partying and being with your homies and that and all of that is gonna lead you down to one place and one place only, and it's not gonna be a fun place. It's not as fun as they make it seem on these YouTube streets, if you will. No friends in life. Like that's what I'm always. That's what that's this is what I do. If I'm not at home, I'm at work. If I'm not at work, I'm right here behind the camera. Like I don't hang out with anybody. I'm 44 years old. I have no business hanging out with anybody in the streets. You see, just live my normal American life. Hell yeah. I said this to myself a long time ago, over 20 years ago. I'd rather be on the streets making peanuts than making pennies in prison. And that's one of those things that motivated me not to continue down the path I was headed. Because at one point in my life, I was at a crossroads where I had to decide whether I was gonna go right or left. And I snapped out of it like, this life is not for me. I ain't about that life. Think about it. You really have to be committed when you're living that life. And I'm not a commitment type of person. I couldn't take that ride. It's so sad. These kids all over the world are in more vulnerable positions than we were kids. Yeah, yeah. Somebody asked me, what was Liz? If you're still in here, so to answer your question, she asked, I want to know what motivated you to start this page. So it started, I would have to say, about 5 years ago, when I've always been into like like prison documentaries and things like that. So about 5 years ago, there was a huge boom on YT when where a lot of people were sharing, incarcerated individuals or inmates were sharing their stories. And I wanted to start something like that, but I didn't want to glamorize prison. And a lot of my friends, growing up, they went through the halls, they went through camp, they went to YA, they went to county jail, and eventually they went to prison. And they've been to some of the most notorious prisons in California. And I was that friend that would always reach out to, that would call me, write me letters, because I was still on the street. I was their connection to the street. So I had to ask one of my buddies. He was up at this time he was up in Pelican Bay, and he was still on the main line. And about 3 years ago, so he was on the main line for 14 years, living that thug life. He was putting in that work, doing the most. And one day he called me and he told me, he was like, man, he was like, they wanted me to stab somebody. And I said no. And I was like, damn. Because I knew what that meant to him. I knew by him voicing that to me, I knew that he was done, because there was only two things that were going to happen at this point, since he decided not to do what they wanted him to do. Either he was going to get, stabbed himself, or he was going to have to walk away. And that's something that I never imagined that my friend would tell me, that he was going to walk away. And this was like, I was saying, so it was like 3 years ago. So this was probably like in 2000, like winter of 2000, and I think 2001. So he ended up what's known as dropping out or going to the SNY or going to the PC side. Different people call it different things. So I'll just go ahead and drop all the terms that everybody use. So he ended up crossing over, and then when that happened, I flew, I ran an idea by him. I was like, hey, I want to start a YouTube channel, and I want to know if you could help me out, if you could make some connections for me, if you could find some individuals that would be willing to, share their stories with me. So he was like, yeah, sure, I got you. So he started asking around. See, mama? Okay. Gracias, mama. Buenas noches. Gracias. Ah, don't get out of here. So yeah, I had asked him. I was like, hey, can you help me? And he was like, yeah, I'll ask around to check if who would be willing to to share their journey. And this was almost 2 years ago. So I originally started off with interviewing individuals that were in prison, and a large majority of the individuals I spoke to have taken people's lives. So for those of you that are interested to find out why people do what they do, you guys should definitely check out some of the playlists I got on the YT side of things. They share their earliest memory as children to where they're at now. So most of the individuals that I have interviewed and I do bring on, they're reformed. They don't want to live that life anymore. They just want to come home and they want a second chance and live out the rest of the life. Whatever they got going on. How is your friend doing? He's still in prison. He still has. He's gonna get on 2028. He was sentenced originally, I think, to 18 years. 18 years in prison for a robbery. And just so you guys could understand how the system works in California or how it worked in LA at the time that he went in, he committed a robbery. He did the robbery. And that robbery normally would have carried 3 years. He should have just gone to prison for 3 years. So how I mentioned some of my friends have been through the system. So that he's one of my friends that he went to YA, which is the equivalent of a juvenile prison in California. They don't exist anymore, but they did back then. And I think he went to YA for 5 years. He got out of YA, he went to prison. So by the time he got this prison term, he had already been to prison twice in the eyes of California. So he catches this robbery, and he was looking at life. He was looking at life in prison. You're like, damn, well, hold on. He just did a robbery and he's looking at life. Yeah. So I think they offered him 18 years. Or they were telling him either take the 18 years or take it to trial and you're possibly going to be looking at life. So he took the 18 years. So I'll give you the breakdown of his sentence. So they gave him 3 years for the robbery. But since he had a violent crime as a juvenile, they ended up doubling up his sentence. So instead of his sentence being for the robbery, instead of it being 3 years, they doubled it up to 6 years. Then since a firearm was used during the commission of that robbery, they gave him a 10-year enhancement. So that brought up his sentence to 16 years. Also, there was other enhancements on it. So if you had been to California if you had been to prison in California at that time, they would give you 1 year prison priors. So he had been to YA and he had been to prison already. So they gave him 2 years on top of the 16 that he had for a total of 18 years. So he still sits in prison to this day. He still has 3 more years to go before he can actually walk out. And he's been in prison since 2000. I want to say 2008. Yeah, he's been gone for a long time. By the time he comes out of prison, it's gonna be a total of 20 years for a robbery. For me, was it worth it? Hell no. He missed out on so much of his life. His mom's older, and you miss out on a lot. He had kids, and all his reference points from 2008 till now, it's all gonna be prison. So I know I diverted in regards to your question. So I started off with doing interviews, and I've been trying other things. I like last year I started with the streaming of the board of parole hearings in Utah and Connecticut, and then I started streaming Judge Boyd and Judge Fletcher, and I would do it on and off, for the last few months, and then I really started running with it in January of this year. I saw the numbers. The numbers really, I mean, that why I keep on doing this because it's bringing you guys in. The phone calls don't bring as many people in as what I'm doing right here. So that's why I'm so consistent with these streams. I got them running throughout the day. Most of my day consists of me running around, and I run multiple streams. I don't run one stream, two streams, three streams. There's sometimes I'm running 6 different streams at a time. So a lot of times, if you see me, running around, and I get away from the chairs because I got a stream running in our room. I got another stream running in this part of the house. So I'm always running around like alternating streams. Or sometimes there's an issue. Somebody will jump in the comments and tell me, "Hey, we can't hear nothing," or "Hey, this is going," or "This person is acting up," and I'm running around, and it's just me doing it. So he robbed a bank. Nah, he didn't rob a bank. He robbed an individual. Thank you for that follow. Highly appreciate that. Let me see. Somebody pinned what app? YT. YT. So I run two different channels, or the same channel on two different platforms. I got it on YT, and that's where I archive everything. So if there's any time that you want to play anything back, it's gonna be archived on at Collect Call from on YT, the same name as the channel here. If you guys want to listen to those interviews I was talking to you about, you could catch them over there. 18 years is too much for a robbery. Yeah, but once you sign that deal with California, it's hard to undo it. So pretty much, I hope what I just said, it answered your question. Why I started doing this. It just kind of happened. I just fell into it. And I didn't plan this. I didn't plan to be here, in back of this camera. When I started this, and I'm still not that comfortable in back of a camera. Like I've always had a fear of public speaking. So when I initially started this, I wouldn't show my face. But there came a point where I was offered in-person interviews, and I had to make a choice whether I was going to continue what I was doing or I was going to switch up the format that I was doing. And I chose to switch it up and show my face, and here I am. You guys can see me clear as day. So that's where we're at. That's a little bit of the journey that I've been on for the last almost 2 years. TK got 80 years. Yeah, you're a natural in front of the camera, though. It was meant to be, or meant to be. Love that content. That's it's not content. It's real life. It's these things that I show you guys. This is real life for a lot of people. I know I sit here and I joke about you know when people come in and they look like The Walking Dead, or they're coming all hunchback and they're waddling away. But that's just what I do to draw you guys in, to keep you guys here, because ultimately there's a bigger message behind what I do, if you will. It's really documenting real life. Yeah, I know people get in here and I can't be serious all the time. Who's gonna want to stick around somebody being serious all the time? And most of the time I'm joking around in real life. So I just incorporated that into my streams now, and you guys seem to love it. So it's funny, but there's there's a lot to take away to not end up in that courtroom. Yeah. Yeah, so people get in here and like, I can't believe you're judging those people. Who are you? How dare you? How do you sleep at night, man? I'll tell you, I sleep and I sleep with both of my eyes closed next to my wife and knowing that my daughter's in the next room. That's why I sleep at night. Because just like everybody else, I chose not to go down that route. I had that choice. I had many times where my friends would ask me like, hey, try this. Like, nah, my boy, I'm cool. Hey, try it, fool. Like you never tried anything. I'm cool, my boy. Like I don't need that. I don't need those substances. And a lot of people might be shocked at what I'm gonna say next is I've never tried anything besides that greenery, that reefer. That's the only thing I've ever tried. Like I was never interested in that. Let me see. Somebody asked, "Why is it so easy for people in America to get what? How the hell do I see the rest of the message? Get get pow pows." I'll answer that question for you right now. So, damn, I got sidetracked. Okay, so yeah, so that wasn't me. I was never interested in that. Like I've seen like the devastation that it causes people's lives. You know, from a young child, you see it on the streets. You see people living on the streets, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out why these people ended up there. Could have been numerous things, but a primary component was using those illicit substances, if you will. So that's why I always turned it out. Like I don't need that. Like I'm straight. And you know, sometimes people get in the comments and they're like, "Yeah, well, you don't understand because you don't have an addiction problem." Yeah, I don't. But that's by choice because I chose to turn all that stuff down. Like I'll deal with my problems, you know, just me. I don't need a substance to, you know, get away from reality. You know, we've all been through a lot of things. You know, I've been through some things. My childhood wasn't perfect. You know, we were poor. We were poor when we were growing up. We didn't have food in our refrigerator. I had holes in my shoes. It be like that sometimes. So somebody asked, what how easy is it to get some some pew pews over here? It's really easy. So here, like, and I'm gonna use Arizona as an example of how easy it is to get one of those stands, one of those. All you gotta do is jump on Craigslist or offer up, and people are selling them out in the open because you could sell them. They're not asking for background checks. If you're doing a private sale, nobody's asking for documentation to make sure that you're good or if the pew pew is clean. Some people they just want to make that money. They just want to upload it. It's that easy. You know, these things are readily available. You know, I know before in the past you could go to those shows, those GON shows, and you could just buy 20 of them at one hit. That's how easy it is. Let me see. It's so easy to access all of those rugs, and yeah, that too. It's weird. You can buy a green at the store and eggs on the. You can, you can. Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, that's right. You can get them. Hey, they're cheaper than eggs. Straight up. You're not lying. You're not lying, Mercedes. You can literally buy one off anybody. Yeah. What steps are needed for getting blades? You talking about like a thing to cut? Shit, you could order them right now on eBay, on Amazon. There's no steps. You just jump on your application. Boom, I'll have one in 24 hours if I order one. Any court hearings, bro? Yeah, there'll be one in about what is it? It's about to be 9, so in 2 hours will be the last one. Yup, yup, yup. So hopefully that answers some of the questions right there for you guys. Just stay out of the USA, if you will. Laughing out loud. That's the thankful thing here is that pew pews are hard to get here in the UK and heavily licensed. Yeah, now here in the US, some states is like it's really easy. Even states that don't that they make it difficult to obtain them, like New York or California, you're still gonna get them because you could just cross over to different states like Arizona once again, Nevada, Texas. Some of these states make it really easy pick one of those stangs up, if you will. See, mama. We have beach towels? Oh, I didn't know. No sabía, mama. To your mom, I said, she's mad? Okay, I'll go talk to her right now. All right, guys, I got a situation I got to go handle here in the household. About to walk into the firing range, if you will. I'm about to go get a stern talking to for using the wrong towels outside. But that's reality. I'd rather be dealing with that than dealing with prison. Anyhow, hey, I'll be back at 9, or I mean at 11 most likely. I'll be back for a little bit, if you will. Hey, I do appreciate you guys. Hey, don't forget, hit that follow button if you're new here. If you're not new, hit that follow button. It's free 99. Doesn't cost you anything. Hey, I am collect. Oh, hold up. I got an outro song I'm gonna put for you guys. Let me see right here. Let me see. Hey, I am Collect Call James. You are watching. You have a collect call from. And like I said around here, life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it slides out. And with that, I'm out. Don't get any Wizinators. Man, I wouldn't even know where to get it. My boy. Anyhow, hey, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you guys are going to be up, most likely I'll be up for sure. All right. And with that, James is out. Damn, James, you're talking about yourself like a third person, if you will. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. All right. And with that, I'm out.